What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about retirement in America might be wrong? That the numbers you see online, in your 401k statements, or even what your parents told you could be leaving you short when it matters most? How much do you really need to retire comfortably, not just survive, but live the life you've been dreaming about? Today, we're going to break down the shocking truth step by step, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll see retirement planning in a completely different way. You'll understand why some Americans reach retirement at 65 with financial freedom, while others struggle, even if they thought they had saved enough. Before we dive in, I want you to picture your life 10, 15, or even 20 years from now. Do you see yourself relaxing on a sunny porch, traveling the country, helping your grandchildren, and having the peace of mind that money won't be a worry? Or do you see yourself stressed, working part-time just to make ends meet and wondering if your savings will ever be enough? The reality is, many people get trapped in what I like to call the illusion of savings. They've been putting money away, contributing to their 401k, maybe some IRA contributions, but they've never truly calculated what it will take to live comfortably in retirement, considering rising healthcare costs, inflation, and unexpected life events. Let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie, but assumptions do. Financial planners often suggest that you need around 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income to maintain your lifestyle after retiring. But that's a general rule. It doesn't account for the fact that the cost of living varies dramatically across the United States. Retiring in New York City is vastly different from retiring in rural Texas. And healthcare costs, they're skyrocketing. Medicare covers some expenses, but the gaps can be huge if you have chronic conditions. So even if you've been diligently saving, if you haven't factored in medical expenses, you could easily be underestimating your retirement needs by tens of thousands of dollars a year. Now, here's the first cliffhanger. Most Americans believe Social Security will cover a significant portion of their retirement. The truth? Social Security was never designed to fully replace your income. For many, it might cover only 40% of pre-retirement income. And if you retire early or claim benefits sooner, it could be even less. That's why personal savings, investments, and passive income streams are essential. And this is where we see the big mistake that younger Americans make. They delay investing or rely solely on employer plans, assuming compound interest will magically save them. While compound interest is powerful, it needs time and strategic investments to work. Starting late can cost you hundreds of thousands over a lifetime. So how much do you really need? Well, let's break it down by age groups, because retirement planning isn't one size fits all. If you're over 50 and planning to retire within the next 10 to 15 years, you should aim for a nest egg that's roughly 10 to 12 times your annual expenses. That's your lifestyle cost, multiplied to cover 25 to 30 years of retirement, accounting for inflation. For someone in their 40s aiming for early retirement, that number jumps significantly. And you'll need 15 to 20 times your expected annual expenses, plus additional funds to hedge against market downturns and healthcare surprises. And for those in their 20s and 30s, the goal is to start aggressively building wealth now, even if it's small, because the earlier you start, the more powerful compound interest becomes. Let's talk real examples. Imagine John, 55, lives in Florida and spends $60,000 a year. To retire comfortably at 65, he should aim for a savings goal of at least $600,000 to $720,000, assuming he continues a moderate investment strategy with diversified ETFs and real estate rental income. But here's the kicker. If he hasn't started investing in high-growth assets, he's relying almost entirely on 401k and Social Security. Any market downturn in his 60s could drastically reduce his purchasing power. Contrast that with Sarah, 30, who invests $500 a month into a Roth IRA and diversified index funds. By the time she hits 65, assuming an average 7% annual return, she could have over $1 million in retirement savings without drastically increasing her monthly contributions. That's the power of starting early, and that's why even younger Americans need to pay attention to retirement planning now. Now let's discuss lifestyle choices. One of the biggest variables in retirement planning is how you want to live. Do you envision a modest lifestyle in a low-cost state or a luxury lifestyle traveling internationally? The difference can be staggering. Retiring with $1 million in South Dakota might be more than enough, but in California, it could barely cover 15 years of expenses if you have no passive income, and this is where alternative investments come into play. Real estate, dividend-paying stocks, REITs, and high-yield savings accounts can bridge the gap between standard retirement savings and financial freedom. Healthcare is another wild card. A recent study shows that the average 65-year-old couple retiring in 2025 might spend over $300,000 on healthcare alone during retirement, including premiums, copays, and unexpected emergencies. Many Americans forget to include long-term care insurance, vision, dental, and out-of-pocket medication costs in their planning. Ignoring this could derail even the most meticulously planned retirement. Let's also talk inflation and taxes because they silently erode your savings. Historically, inflation in the U.S. has averaged around 2 to 3% annually, but in recent years, we've seen spikes over 6%. That means $100,000 today might only buy $70,000 worth of goods in 20 years. If your investments don't outpace inflation, your retirement standard of living will drop. And taxes? Withdrawals from traditional 401ks and IRAs are taxed as ordinary income. If you're not planning for tax-efficient withdrawals or Roth conversions, you could face unexpected tax bills. Here's another cliffhanger. Many Americans underestimate the power of passive income. Imagine having rental income, dividends, and side investments generating $2,000, $3,000 a month. That's money coming in without touching your principal retirement savings. This can dramatically reduce how much you actually need in your nest egg. Real estate, especially single-family rentals or multi-unit properties, can provide inflation-resistant income. Dividend-focused ETFs can supplement Social Security and reduce withdrawal stress. Now, for those of you worried about the market volatility, here's a key strategy: diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across stocks, bonds, ETFs, and real estate. Some Americans shy away from stocks because of market crashes, but historically, the S&P 500 has returned roughly 10% annually over the long term. Combine that with real estate, which historically appreciates and provides cash flow, and you have a retirement plan that balances growth and security. Budgeting is also crucial. Many people overestimate their post-retirement lifestyle because they haven't calculated realistically. Travel, entertainment, medical expenses, and daily living costs add up faster than you think. Using budgeting software or working with a certified financial planner can give you a clear picture of your required retirement income. Now, let's address a question I get all the time. Ted, how much should I really save per month if I'm 40 and want to retire at 65? Let's break it down. Assuming you want $80,000 per year in retirement and have no savings yet, you'd need roughly $1.6 million by 65. If you invest in a balanced portfolio averaging 7% annual return, that means saving around $3,500 to $4,000 per month. Scary, right? But here's the silver lining. If you start investing earlier, say at 30, the same portfolio only requires $1,200 for $1,500 per month because of the magic of compound interest. That's why even a small start early is better than a late, aggressive push. And here's a secret many Americans ignore. Delaying retirement even by 2-3 years can significantly reduce the pressure on your savings. Waiting until 67 or 68 can increase Social Security benefits, allow investments to grow, and reduce years in which you're withdrawing from your nest egg. Small adjustments like this can change the game. So how do you put this all together? Step 1. Calculate your true retirement expenses, including healthcare, housing, travel, and lifestyle. Step 2. Analyze your current savings and see the gap. Step 3. Invest wisely, using diversified ETFs, real estate, and tax-efficient accounts like Roth IRAs. Step 4. Create passive income streams to supplement Social Security. Step 5. Review annually and adjust for inflation, unexpected expenses, or lifestyle changes. Let me leave you with this. Retirement in America is not just about saving a number. It's about creating a strategy, a lifestyle plan, and multiple income streams that protect you against uncertainty. The shocking truth: Most Americans aren't prepared. But with awareness, strategic planning, and smart investments, you can not only survive retirement, you can thrive. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Don't just hope Social Security and a 401k will be enough. Take control now. Calculate your true needs, start investing, diversify, and create passive income. And if you've learned even one actionable tip today, click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and stay with me because in upcoming videos, I'll show you how to maximize Social Security, use real estate to build a tax-free retirement, and invest like the wealthy, even on a modest salary. Don't wait. Your retirement future starts today.